Hello everyone, my name is NoFly. Today I'm back from the video, and in this video I'm going to be showing you how to make an arrow for the bow in the last video that I just made. First thing you're going to need is a dowel rod. I think it's a centimeter in diameter. You are going to need some very thin steel, so like sheet steel. You're going to need some paracord, and then you're going to need some thin paracord, and you're going to need duct tape, and that's pretty much it. So I'll get straight into the first step. The first thing that I did was mark the dowel rod off at 27 inches. Now I've just got to cut this out. The next step that we're going to do is make the fletchings. Fletchings are pretty simple. What I'm going to do is grab some duct tape. Basically, you're going to want to get pieces of duct tape about 4 or 5 inches long. You lay this first piece down flat, so the sticky side's facing up. Then you get your dowel rod, and you lay it down in the middle with about an inch left off of the duct tape on one side and then the rest of the dowel rod on the other. So just lay that down the middle. And then what you do is you get another piece, same length. This piece, you lay down only half of it on one side. So on the edge of the duct tape, it's kind of hard to see, but you lay half of this piece on this side and don't let it touch the other side. If that was confusing, it should be like this. So there are now 3 flaps, and there's 2 sticky sides on this side and 2 non-sticky sides on this side. Next thing you want to do is grab another one and put this piece where the sticky sides are there. And you just smooth them all out. So now you should have 3 equal, well, not equally spaced. There should be a flat side and then one with the other side out. This is just so that when the fletchings pass by the bow, it doesn't rip them or anything. That's what you should have. Now we're going to cut them out to the right shape. So what I'm going to do is grab a Sharpie and just draw a shape onto the first one. The design that I've chosen is going to look like this. There's a reason for why I left space here, and you'll see why in a second. But basically just draw that shape onto each fletching and then cut the shape out. So I've cut all the fletchings out and they're all pretty much the same. Now what I'm going to do is take an extra piece of duct tape, wrap it around this part, and a thinner piece and wrap it around this part. For the front part, I'm going to take a little bit of the front of the fletching into the duct tape so it folds over, so it kind of has a spiral. You'll see what I mean when I'm done. I don't know if you can see it, but it's folded over slightly in each one, so there's a little fold. There we go, that's a better look at it. It's taped into the piece of tape that I just did. I don't know if you understand that, but it's not compulsory if you don't understand what I'm saying. Now I'm just going to do the same thing, but in the opposite direction, so it gives the fletchings even more of a twist. So I don't know if you can see it really, but they're quite twisted. That's basically what you want. The next step is to make the knock. In the end here, what we're going to do is get a hacksaw, and we're just going to cut down about 1 centimeter from the top of the wood. One thing to make sure of when you're doing this is that you cut the knock so that it's parallel with the flat side of the fletchings, not on a side like this where there's a fletching, or here or here. Once you've got this cut line down the middle, what you're going to want to do is get some files and just file it so that it's thinner. So I've got the knock kind of shaved down so it tapers down to the end. Now what I'm going to do is get a very thin needle file and just kind of run it down through there so that the string fits. The last part of the build is the tip. So what I'm going to be doing for the tip is I'm going to be getting some thin sheet steel, and I'm going to be cutting out an arrowhead, and then I'm going to tie it in and glue it. So you'll see what I mean in a second, but first things first is I'm going to get the sheet steel and cut out my design. I've cut my shape out. Now what I've got to do is cut a slot in here and put this in to be glued. Now I can just slide this into here and it's ready for gluing. So that's, after gluing the arrow tip in and putting a little electrical tape around it, I also put electrical tape around the ends of here too. After doing that, the arrow is pretty much done, so I'm just going to show you test firing now. One thing I wanted to show you is I just added some things to the bow. I sprayed some liquid rubber on here, so it's kind of like grippy now. There's electrical tape on each of the ends of wood. If you saw my last video, you'll understand that. And I've also cut the arrow rest a bit short because it was ripping the fletchings as the arrow went past. Here's the test. So that's it for this video. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you next one. Bye.